Hey everyone, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and this is
Luke Smith, and we're here to continue our playthrough of Mansion of Madness 2nd Edition.
And before we do that, I just want to make a quick mention. I did see in the comments people saying, Rodney, you could have beat that monster if you just used Min's candles.
Well, we wanted a challenge. Yeah, that's right, we wanted a challenge.
I wish we could say that's why. It was actually because we have too many items. I can't keep track of all these items. I don't know if we're on an investigation or a scavenger hunt here. If it's a scavenger hunt, we're winning that. But otherwise, I will try to do a better job of keeping track of all these items and remembering to use them when we should. But right now, we're going to go back to the table because we got a suggestion from Fanafin, who got the most votes. William calls over his shoulder as he swings the fire extinguisher once more.
Harvey, you're hurt. Let me handle this.
William swings the fire extinguisher back and forth, but the deep one continues to elude him. His muscles strain and he begins to tire as he struggles to continue his onslaught. And now we're told he has to test his will.
Which is 4.
And that's how the application creates surprises for you, because you might think, well, if I'm attacking with a fire extinguisher, surely we're using our strength. But narratively, it creates these different kinds of challenges, like William tiring out and needing to will himself to keep fighting. All right, Luke, roll those 4 dice. We need 2 successes. We almost failed, but William does have a clue token.
And he can change one of the dice results.
Right, which we'll do, spending this token. The deep one slows before William does, and the monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage, which is perfect because the deep one only has 2 life left, the weapon does 2 damage, and the deep one has been defeated. And when a monster is defeated, William gets a clue token back.
It's like he didn't even use it.
Great rolling, Luke. With their foe little more than a bulbous puddle on the ground, William turns to Harvey.
You know, Harvey, I think I may have lost the taste for this. Let's see if we can put the whiskey to better use and get that wound of yours disinfected, shall we? And you might as well take a swig too. You know, in case of internal infections.
So William is using a trade action to give his whiskey to Harvey. Good show, William. You made quick work of that squishy sourpuss. Maybe I will take you up on that disinfection offer. So Harvey's going to use the whiskey that he got from William, and as an action it says you can discard it to remove 2 face-down horror, and then you flip the whiskey over. Now when removing face-down horror or damage, you're meant to do it randomly. So I already pre-mixed these up, and we'll just remove these first 2 here. Now we'll flip the whiskey over and we can see it has some more information here on the back. I guess Harvey couldn't find something to pull out the cork. The bottle has been smashed, and now we're told we can treat it as a bladed weapon with a damage of 1. Now that any infection's gone, might as well prevent any future ones. Harvey pulls some bandages from his suit jacket and begins to wrap some of his wounds. As you can imagine, this means that we're going to be using the bandages here, which have an action that says you can discard up to 2 face-down damage. And Harvey has exactly 2 face-down damage, so these will discard, and then the bandages themselves are removed. Harvey did have the dazed condition, but now that it's the end of his turn, this is automatically removed. With the dangers gone, Min looks down the hallway towards the library where the monsters came from. If I was going to hide a key, I'd put it somewhere dangerous with lots of hiding places. I'll bet that key is in the library. While the men are busy tending to Harvey's wounds, Min slips by into the library. This is as far as Min can move if we want to save an action to search, and that's what Fanafin wants us to do next. Looking around the library, Min spots a large scroll showing the solar system sprawled across a pile of books. The scroll is marked with the orbits of the 8 planets. A straight line is drawn out across them from the sun, marked with today's date and the words, planetary alignment. Gain 1 clue. This is not the key. Useless stars and planets. Where could it be? Min's searching has been in vain so far, and this brings the mythos phase to an end. The earth shakes, the walls rattle, and pieces of the ceiling fall in. This mythos event affects each investigator in the library.
Poor old Min.
Poor old Min is right. Her obsession for this key just keeps pulling her into trouble. The application knowing that someone did a search in the library very recently. Min is struck by several falling pieces of debris, and she suffers 1 face-down damage. I actually had things set up here in case we needed to do a test, but we don't. This is just an unavoidable wound that Min needs to take. Far from the investigators, back in the dining room, a robed figure appears from a side door and begins searching around. Upon seeing signs of other people, the figure yells, "There's someone here!" You hear a muffled response from another part of the estate. "Get rid of them!" So again, we have this voice from somewhere instructing the cultists to get rid of us. The robed figure comes face to face with Eugene, who yells in fright and flees into the entryway. The application now tells us that the cultist moves 2 spaces towards the nearest investigator. Then it attacks the investigator in its space with the highest strength. Now, obviously, in this case, there are no investigators in the cultist space, and the application gives us the option to tell it that. So now we move on to the horror check step, and 2 of our investigators, Harvey and William, are within range of the cultist and will have to be tested. Although Min is within 3 spaces as well, she's on the other side of a door, so she doesn't have to do a horror check. You can kind of imagine that the characters always close doors whenever they go through them, which blocks their line of sight to such terrors as cultists running around in flaming red robes. The cultist slams a steel-shod staff into the ground, and the ground splits open. A great eye bulges up from the opening, then shifts its gaze on you. So each of our investigators will suffer 1 horror, but a will test can negate it. I think it's my turn to roll, and I'll roll for William.
Good luck, Dad.
You don't sound very confident, Luke. I only have to get 1 success. And look at that, I got 2 of them. I guess with what William's seen so far, a bulging, disembodied eye isn't that scary to him. But now it's time for Harvey to do the test as well. Luke, let's see if we can keep Harvey from suffering any more horror.
Oh, just barely.
Just barely. 1 success, but that's what we needed. William, did my eyes deceive me, or is that a big floating eyeball?
Don't worry, Harvey. That's just the whiskey talking.
And here we are at the end of another round.
Yeah, I think that went pretty easy.
I would have to agree. We did beat a monster. We got Harvey.
Healed up.
Yeah, we bandaged him up.
Explored some.
Yeah, Min is advancing the investigation. I'm a little worried about her, but she is helping us find and resolve some more search tokens, which is probably a good thing.
We can do the old
journal, right?
Next time, yeah.
Don't forget, we do have the journal. That's a nice reminder because people might not always remember that. That's something we can interact with. And also, I did tap on Eugene the butler there in the application, and we can now talk to him further. So we have the option of trying to talk to him, fight that cultist, run away, explore more areas, search more tokens. It's up to you. Let us know in the comments below what you think we should do. If you like what someone says, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like it, propose your own suggestion. Maybe someone will vote for that. Whichever one gets the most votes, that's what we'll come back and do. But until the next episode,
thanks for watching.